What's up, guys? Daryl from Smart Shooters, and today I'm hype. I finally got my hands on one. I've been waiting, and I finally got my hands on one, y'all. I'm talking about none other than the M&P 2.0 Smith and Wesson 10mm. It's in my hands. I got one. So today, we're gonna do an unboxing video, talk through what I like, what I don't like about it, see if it's any good, man. I feel like this is a good gun. For those of y'all who know me, y'all know how excited I am to review this gun because 10mm is my favorite caliber. All I had to hear one time was that they used 10mm in Alaska to hunt bears, and I was like, boom, gotta have a 10mm. Went out, bought a Glock 40 the same day I watched that on YouTube. Then, got the Glock 20, but this might be a replacement for both of them. We'll see. This is a lot sexier than a Glock. Would y'all say so? Let's dive into the unbox though. All right, so let's talk about what all comes with it. So of course I got the gun over here, but inside of this box, I'm gonna talk about this box in a second. You got two 15-round magazines. See if I can fold that out the way. You get your plates and your screws for your red dots. You got 3 interchangeable back straps. You get your instruction manual. Don't forget to protect what you invest in. And of course, the California compliance card that says, don't kill yourself and everything will give you cancer. Before I keep going, of course you gotta know, we gotta check that firearm, make sure it's clear. Boom, nothing in the chamber. Let's talk about this. So there's a few reasons I'm excited for this, all right? The first reason I'm excited is because the Smith and Wesson M&P was my first firearm ever legally. It was my first firearm. I had the full-size 9mm. I think it was 17 or 18 rounds. It was super smooth. The texture, we'll talk about texture in a minute, but it was nothing like this. It was super smooth. And that was my first firearm ever. I had the M&P in every caliber, and then I got introduced to Glock, and then I sold them all. Now, I'm coming back to the M&P series with this lovely firearm. So let's talk about what I like. The first thing that I like about it is the design, all right? I don't know what these fishtail-like serrations are called by Smith and Wesson, but these on the front of the firearm make it beautiful. I definitely dig these. And they're actually functional. Like when it comes to actually press checking your firearm, they work. You know what I mean? They're not like front serrations that are there for decoration, but really no purpose. Glock. So we got our suppressor height sights. So you can add co-witness with a red dot, which is super sweet. Capacity wise, we are looking at 15 plus 1. And then of course we have the trigger, which is different from the Shield Plus trigger. I assumed that they would just put the Shield Plus trigger in this. Not so, it's slightly different. It's almost, you would think when I saw the images of this, you would have thought that this sticks out way more than it does. That trigger safety, I would have thought it stuck out way more because that's how it looks in the pictures, but it's actually not bad. Let me go ahead and give it a dry fire for y'all because that's what y'all waiting on, all right? So boom. There's our wall. Bang. Go ahead. Get y'all the reset. Boom. That's the reset. We could talk about specs. I mean, it's a 4.6-inch barrel. I think spec reviews are boring. Smith and Wesson did not pay me to review this gun. I bought this with my own hard-earned money from Dunham Sports, And so I am going to talk about this gun however I want to. Here comes the good, the bad, the ugly. Let's talk about it. So first, let's talk about the pros. It's 10mm, 15 rounds of 10mm in a gun that's barely bigger than a Glock 17 is amazing. I thought about getting the shorter slide version, which is probably more comparable to the Glock 19, but this is like that much bigger than a Glock 17. And well worth it because it's 10mm, 15 plus 1. Then we got to talk about the styling. I think that they're trying to bring Smith and Wesson out of the old man era, okay? Because I used to feel like Smith and Wesson was very specifically for law enforcement or for very, very, very old men. I don't know very many young people who think these guns are attractive, except for my guy Rich from Big Shot Ammunition. So shout out to my dog. Another thing that I like about the Smith and Wesson is it's coming optics ready. This is the wave. Note to all gun manufacturers, everything you make from this point on should be optics ready and come with the plates, not something we have to order later. Walder, talking to you, Walder. I like the new trigger. You know what drove me away from M&P altogether and made me go to Glocks, believe it or not, is the trigger. A lot of people like that hinge trigger thing they did. And then they're like, oh, they fixed it on the 2.0s. I'm like, nope, this hinge just has less take up, but it's still a janky hinge. The Shield Plus trigger, I wasn't a huge fan of, and I'm not the biggest fan of the performance of this trigger. All right, let's talk about that. I guess I can go to the cons. I do like the way the trigger is styled. I think it makes the gun look beyond sexy. But when it comes to the actual take up of this trigger, right when you get to the wall, it gets real spongy right in here. I know y'all could barely hear that, but it's real spongy until you hit that wall. That's so gross to me. I really, really wish that it was just nice, crisp, clean. That spongy trigger is a no-go. The other thing I don't like about this gun is the texture is super aggressive. Like super aggressive. Like this rubbing against my skin all day or rubbing against shirts all day, I feel like would do damage. Not to mention most people with newer performance center type or any of the updated 2.0 grips, I feel like on all their 2.0s with this super aggressive grip style they got, like if you watch them shoot their guns or if you go to the range with somebody, I guarantee there's dead skin particles all inside of here. Like, it's disgusting. And it's only because this is so aggressive. Right? Like, I don't want something that's gonna take the dead or living skin off the palm of my hand. This is way too aggressive. All that being said, the sponginess of the trigger, the aggressive texturing is all I dislike about this gun. Okay, because one, the sponginess, I was told as I worked the trigger in, is gonna kind of go away. I gotta take their word for it, all right? They're another YouTuber. They got about 2,000 rounds through theirs, and they said that it's flowing like butter. And I believe it because this is a good trigger. Maybe I'm picky. Maybe I didn't want to like the Shield Plus, but this trigger feels better than the one in the Shield Plus. I am so happy to review this gun. Like, you guys don't even understand how hype I am that there's another 10mm on the market. I'm gonna give you guys an honest review of this performance, okay? Because a lot of people on YouTube, you can tell Smith and Wesson sent them this gun. You can tell Smith and Wesson sent them a nice little check to say what they love about this gun. I didn't get paid anything. So if Smith and Wesson is watching this video, Come on over, support your small YouTubers, support your black YouTubers. Lots of reasons to send me free guns to review, all right? I got a nice little audience. We working on it, we growing. Unfortunately, my daughter wanted to watch Toy Story. My family wanted to go for a ride, hang out with dad, because I was going to teach a CPL class all day yesterday. So I did not get this thing on the range. Not to mention, nobody has 10mm ammo. So I gotta wait till my supplier opens on Tuesday so I can order some wholesale, because nobody has 10mm ammo. It's nuts how hard it is to find 10mm. But if everybody got one of these, I'm starting to understand why. Because just a couple months back, November even, 10mm was in abundance on the shelves. What changed? This changed. Shout out to my team at Granville Dunham's. If you're ever in Granville, Michigan, check them out. They don't pay me to say that, so that's not paid promotion. It's just the store that I send a lot of my students to. They get a good selection, a good variety, and they promote smart shooters as well. So I want to shout them out whenever I can for making sure I got my hands on one of these. Y'all want to see this go up against the Glock 40? Because that would be a good matchup. In fact, let me go get the Glock 40. Let's talk about Smith and Wesson 10mm, Glock 10mm. I grabbed my Glock 40. It was just the closest Glock I had on hand in 10mm. Do some comparison between the Smith and Wesson and the Glock. So of course, this is the long slide, so take it with a grain of salt. And let's talk about the comparison. The first thing, make sure I clear this firearm first. The first thing that I like about the Glock 40 over the Smith and Wesson is the Smart Shooters logo. Bow! Just like that. All right, let's talk about for real though. What do I like one versus the other? I can tell you that I definitely think the sights on here have nothing on the 3-dot sight system here. Glock's sighting system still sucks, always has sucked, always will suck. Luckily, you can replace them. But I definitely like the Smith and Wesson over these Glock sights. If I'm honest, I love the texturing of a Glock. I definitely think the texture of a Glock is way better than this sandpaper that they got on this Smith and Wesson. Okay, this is gonna scrape every ounce of dead skin off your hands. Your hand is gonna feel like a baby's bottom. This is just enough. Perfect for me. When it comes to overall styling, Smith and Wesson definitely wins. This, I do feel like Smith and Wesson guns that look like old people guns, but this, for all intents and purposes, is way more attractive than this. All right, this almost, sometimes I feel like this looks like two different guns. Just my thought. Capacity is the exact same, and same on the Glock 20. I'll make sure to show y'all that in the next video. But it's all 15+1. So I gotta give it an equal tie there. When it comes to cost, Smith and Wesson definitely beats Glock, okay? This was $750, which in most stores now has already gone up to $799. Granted, I get that it's the long slide version, but even if you wanna go buy the Glock 20, the Glock 20 is still $650. The same price I paid for this, except the Glock 20 is not optics ready. Smith & Wesson, for the bang for the buck, to come with this, plus plates and screws, 2 magazines and all those back straps, for the same price as a Glock 20 that you can't mount an optic on, there's no suppressor height sights or anything like that. Smith & Wesson is definitely the better value. So if you can't tell by now, if I had to pick which was better between the two, I'm definitely going with the Smith & Wesson so far, just on looks, based on features, and based on value, the best bang for our dollar. But I won't really know till next video when I take both of these out on the gun range. Well, for today, that's all I got, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell notification so you don't miss our next video when we take this to the range compared to this at the range. And let me know in the comments, what do y'all want to see? Do y'all want to see the Glock 40 against this one? Or do you want to see the Glock 20? I don't think it makes that big of a difference. But let me know what y'all want to see. All right, I'm here to please my subscribers, and I'm here to show y'all real gun reviews that I'm not getting paid to do, that I'm only making for the sake of the people who watch me. So if you watch Smart Shooters, thank you. Again, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you never miss one of our videos. And I'll see y'all next video. Peace. This is dope.